Hey, fellow problem solvers, Colfax Math here. Today I was going to go over some standardized math exam problems. I have 7 problems here. I would pause the video, do the problem before I do it. Unpause the video, watch how I do it. You only get good at anything by practicing. The more of these kind of standardized math problems you see, the better you get at them. This is from the SAT, but it could really be just as equally good for the ASVAB placement exam, military placement exam. Any standardized math test kind of uses the same style problems. The more of those problems you see, the better you get at them. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, problem number 1, which of the following expressions is equal to 0? So that's an important note, equal to 0 for the summing value of x. Well, what these straight bars are meaning, everything inside of them becomes positive. So I look at these solutions and I say, everything positive minus 1, that could equal 0. Everything positive plus 1, well, there's no way that could be equal to 0. All of these are adding. There's no way you could get to 0 if you have positive plus positive. The only reasonable solution is A. And you could pick a value like 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Absolute value is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0, what you're looking for. Number 2, again, pause the video, do the problem before I do it. In the function above, b is a constant. If f of 6 equals 7, what's the value of f of negative 2? So this is about function notation. This is my x value. F of x is my y value. F of x and y are interchangeable. So what this is saying is when this whole thing is 7, it's equal to 3 over 2 times x, 6, plus b. So 7 is equal to 18. 3 times 6, 18 divided by 2. 9 plus b. Subtract 9 from both sides. B is equal to negative 2. Now that I have that value for b, I could replace the b with a negative 2. And then now this is saying take that negative 2 and plug it into the equation. So take that negative 2, I plug it in there. 3 over 2 times that negative 2 minus 2. So this is negative 6 divided by 2, negative 3 minus 2. I'll think of that as plus and negative. Negative 5, correct answer, answer A right there. Number 3, xy is the solution. However, we only want to find the value of y. So we only want to find the value of y. Probably one of these is deliberately the value of x is an automatic distractor. So if I want to solve for the value of y, best to get everything in terms of y. So I'm going to cross multiply here on that first equation. These are going to cancel, and I have 6y is equal to x. So I'm going to replace this x right here with that 6y. I'm going to distribute that 4 through the quantity to get 4y plus 4 is equal to x, and x is equal to 6y. Solving for y, I'm going to subtract 4y from both sides, giving me 4 is equal to 2y. Divide both sides by 2, and y is equal to 4 over 2, 2. Problem number 4, if f of x, again function notation, equals negative 2x plus 5, what is f of negative 3x? So that's saying take that value and plug it in there. So it's going to be equal to negative 2 times x, which is negative 3x, plus 5. Multiply negative times a negative is positive, 6x plus 5. Correct answer, answer B right there. Okay, problem number 5 here. Which of the following is the equivalent to the expression above? Well, an expression means there's no equal sign, so I just have to open that thing up. I glance down at my answers. Here's a single term, 2 terms. There's only one answer with 3 terms. I'll multiply that 3 through that quantity first to get 6x plus 3 times the second quantity, 4x plus 1. As I look at these two things being multiplied together, I use the device FOIL, meaning the first terms get multiplied together, the outer terms, the inner terms, and the last terms. Well, if I'm going to have outer and inner terms and they're all positive, that means I have to have a middle term. So the only answer that's going to make sense is C. It's the only one with the middle term. But I multiply my first terms together to get 24x squared. My outer terms together, 6x times 1, 6x. My inner terms together, 12x. And then my last terms together, 3. So I combine similar terms to get 24x squared plus 18x plus 3, answer C. Number 6, I have one equation with two variables. Which of the following must also be true? It's an equation, not expression. I glance down at these. See, I have a over b. So maybe if I could get into a over b, I'll see how it works. I can see right here, b is equal to 7. The bottom here is b, the bottom here is 7. I'll just take that 7 and plug it in there. So a minus 7 equals 3. I could add 7 to both sides to get a equals 10 and b equals 7. So a over b is 10 over 7. If you could see that. Another way to do it is split that fraction up to say a over b minus b over b, right? Common denominator, that's a minus b over b, is equal to 3/7. Well, b over b is 1. So if this is minus 1, I could just add 1 to both sides and get a over b is equal to 3/7 plus 1. Well, 1 is the same thing as 7 over 7. I have to have a common denominator to add fractions, so I convert that 1 to 7 over 7. It's still value of 1. Add across the top, 10. Keep the common denominator 7. A over b is equal to 10 over 7. Answer B. A little bit of a tricky one there. Okay, this is going to be the last problem we're going to do here. I know there's a lot here. I just want to make a short video getting you into the standardized test taking strategies, giving you some of the tips and tricks. These have this little no calculator on them, meaning that there's got to be a little trick in there. If you need a calculator, you're doing it wrong. Okay, let's read number 7, break this whole paragraph down to see what it's saying. All of that doesn't mean anything up above. However, here are the numbers. In week 4, she runs 8 miles. So in week 4, she runs 8 miles. So this is weeks, and this is miles. Week 16, she runs 26 miles. Which of the following best describes between week 4 and week 16? So from 4 to 16, that's a total of 12 weeks. From 8 to 26, that's a total of 18 miles. So she runs 18 miles in 12 weeks, so that's the rate of change. Look at my answers, miles per week, miles per week. They're all miles per week. So I'm going to take these 18 miles, put them in the numerator, divide them by the 12 weeks, and that's going to give me miles per week like all my answers are. 6 will go into here 3 times. 6 will go into here twice. 3 over 2 is 1.5 miles per week. 1.5 miles per week. Answer D is correct answer right there. All right, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. I'll try and answer them as quick as I can. The more you practice, the better you get. You can't just watch these videos. You got to actually have paper and pencil out and do the problems before I do them. All right, good luck on whatever standardized math test you're taking.